want to see crazy? I'll give you That's crazy. Oh, you're crazy. Oh, you're crazy.
Have you drunk this whole thing this morning?
Oh, you got this going? You got this going?
I just started it.
Oh, really? Really? See, that's
No, didn't. You were smashed.
Bye.
Do you see Miss Heard laughing in that? She's not laughing in that. Mr. Depp in this courtroom right now is laughing and making snide remarks as that video is being played, but it's not a laughing matter.
When I heard that, I had a major flashback to Orlando, Florida. Remember Jose Baez pointing out Jeff Ashton in that trial involving the death of Kaylee Marie Anthony? He called him that laughing man in front of the jury. It was effective down there. We'll see how this plays in front of this jury. Taking a look right now at some of the reactions from Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, the attorneys, everyone in the courtroom during these closing arguments. Let's bring in the rest of our guests joining us tonight, folks. In Los Angeles, California, Dr. Judy Ho, clinical and forensic neuropsychologist, associate professor, Pepperdine University. Also with us in L.A., Dr. Carol Lieberman, forensic psychiatrist, trial expert, witness, and columnist. And in the aforementioned Orlando, Florida, we spent a lot of time together down there, Susan Constantine, jury consultant, human behavior expert. Great to see you. Okay, Susan, I'll begin with you, since it was a flashback moment for me. Taking a look at Johnny Depp laughing, watching the Mega Pint video, your thoughts about his reaction?
Yeah, so first of all, I want to mention to you that I was in the courtroom when Jeff Ashton did that. So I remember that moment. The second thing is that when I'm watching him, what he does is when he feels like he's under attack, he naturally smiles. He's a way for him to kind of blow off the steam, to blow off the anxiety. So he does that quite often. But there's also another part of that. He is a little snickering. He does it. It's a way for him to kind of fight back, to throw a little smirk in there, to kind of tell them that you're full of you know what. And that's what he does. And he does it often. I'm not so sure that works for him.
Yeah. Let's take a look now. We've got Johnny Depp and his legal team here during Elaine Bredehoff's closing argument. Take a look at them because, you know, the way they're reacting here. Dr. Judy Ho, I'll begin with you. Your thoughts about the jury. Do you think they're going to pick up on some of this? And what is going through the minds of Johnny Depp and his team as they listen to the arguments of the other side talking about how Johnny Depp and his attorney allegedly defamed Amber Heard?
Well, absolutely. The jury is watching Amber and Johnny's reactions to everything. There is no moment that isn't being captured. And people make very snap judgments. And when we see these emotional reactions, on the one hand, maybe we can say, well, they're human, so they're reacting this way, they're frowning, they're maybe snickering, they're reacting negatively because negative things are being said about Johnny. But at the same time, it's odd, you know, even if we were put in the same position, might not be perfect in our conduct, we do kind of expect that of celebrities especially. We expect other people to somehow have perfect conduct, whatever that means, because it really isn't actually a specific standard. I just think that people are just gonna look at this and say, we don't like that. And the minute that you have a negative emotional reaction, it doesn't even matter if it's explainable in any way. It doesn't matter if it's logical. We are going to make decisions based on emotions. And I know that juries are given jury instructions. They will probably do their best. But what about that subconscious part of them that reacted to an emotional reaction from Johnny? And that just sticks in their mind. And it's just hard for them to go against that.
Dr. Carol Lieberman, we saw a lot from Amber Heard today. I want to take a look as she's listening to Camille Vasquez's rebuttal here, talking kind of about the concept of you either believe everything she said or you believe nothing. Your thoughts about Amber Heard and her reaction and this dynamic between her and Camille Vasquez?
Well, Amber Heard today was a little bit more self-confident, it seemed, because she had her two main lawyers, really speaking out for her, in a long narrative. But the idea of you either believe everything or nothing, I mean, that's kind of a dangerous idea, because I think at this point, most people don't, but they've shown, I mean, it has been amazing how they have shown, broken down her lies one by one, having people testify who Amber's side could not have, and Amber could not have expected to testify. The Hicksville manager, Kate Moss, of course, the TMZ employee. I mean, all of these people who testified, maybe not the Hicksville manager, he wasn't under any kind of threat, but Kate Moss, she doesn't need her 15 minutes of fame. The TMZ man, I mean, he could well be sued by TMZ. We saw what happened when they came into court. So I think that they were very surprised that there were these people, a whole list of people who were there, who were abutting what she had to say. And so, I mean, isn't it like if they don't believe one thing that she says, then shouldn't they be disregarding everything that she says? I think that's the major point.
And that's exactly what Camille Vasquez was arguing. And if they buy into that, that could be the road to victory. Susan Constantine, take a look here. More of Amber Heard and her team reacting. This is Benjamin Chew during his closing argument, and talking about Kate Moss testifying that Johnny never abused her. Let's take a look and see how they react here. And again, we really saw a lot more today in terms of different looks and different expressions. There's a big smile there on the face.
Yeah, she thought that was a big win for her. I can't hear the sound right here, but she's looking back. She's looking to see if other people are connecting with her. Do you agree with me? Did you hear what they had to say? She's feeling very empowered. And speaking to your other expert, too, Ms. Lieberman, she did come in with game on today. She was already ready. She was powered up. You could see it in her stances walking in the door, and she has continued to show that all the way through the trial, or through the closing statements today.
Dr. Judy Ho, your thoughts about the process here. You're at the end of 6 weeks. This was a bitter battle between two exes. It doesn't get more bitter. It doesn't get more personal. It doesn't get more emotional. And now they've got to wait.
Now they've got to wait. And some of this could be helpful because it's hard not to get caught up in the emotion of it, just like you were saying, Vinny. It was very, very personal accounts. It's like there were flies on the walls of these people's personal lives. And so sometimes a break can actually be more helpful because you've got these jury instructions. You have to try to apply logic to the best of your ability, try to be fair. So I think that might actually help in some ways with that. But also, jurors will have their own experiences. And I know that part of the jury selection was supposed to try to weed out people who might already be biased one way or another towards a certain person's position. But everybody still has experiences. We all know people who have been through domestic abuse in some way, if it's not even somebody who might have been in the jury right now. And so they're going to be reacting still from that personal level. And I think that it's going to be very interesting in the jury room. I've seen people talk to people where they've gotten into huge arguments with other members of the jury, and really what it comes down to is their own personal experience coming into play when they're trying to deliberate and make a sound decision with all of that pressure, and with this, the entire nation watching you.
Yeah, I want to bring Chanley Painter back into the conversation. She's here with me outside the courthouse. And Chanley, the question I have for you is, from the beginning to the end here, did you see a difference in the way Johnny Depp was comporting himself and Amber Heard from 6 weeks ago to where we ended up today?
The first week Johnny Depp had his hair down. I think it made a statement when he pulled his hair back. You can see his face. The jury could see his face at table. And that really did help, I think, his swagger, if you will. I know you have swagger as well, Vinny. But when he walks into the courtroom, when he sits there at counsel table, he's always reacting and responding, and I think that's been consistent. But definitely Amber Heard has gone on this emotional roller coaster ride inside the courtroom. One time she seemed on the verge of tears. At other times times she's kind of smirking. Watched her earlier as she kind of celebrates a moment. So more consistency on JD's side.
That's true. That's so true, because there definitely was more of a roller coaster. Johnny Depp never really got emotional on the stand. He was kind of stayed. There were times where he got a little angry, though.
Yes.
With Mr. Rottenborn, of course.
Rottenborn.
Okay. When we come back, we're going to talk about this case is coming to a conclusion, but who has more on the line? Who has more to lose? Not to win, but who has more to lose if this verdict doesn't go their way? We are live in Fairfax County, Virginia. Wow, what a day.